Yep, it's working. What's up, Joseph? JP, what's going on? So, I'm just gonna get to it. Jay, what's up, brother? How are you? Somebody knocked me out, and now I've got court this evening. This could be a short live feed. Um, Whoever knocked me out, you know who you are. And I mean, that was my mistake. I should be like the normal tree YouTuber and know to edit that stuff out. I mean, look what I do. I should have known better. But yeah, because of that, at any point, the DEA could kick the door in. And I mean, that shows you no one's above the law. I am the law when it comes to YouTube. You know, I personally feel like everything needs a gatekeeper. That's me. I'm your gatekeeper. I'll tell you if it's dumb. I'll tell you if it's cool. I'll tell you what's right. And I'll tell you what's wrong. And what's wrong is snitching on the guy that does all the snitching. So, you know who you are and why you did it. Not cool. Not cool at all. So I tell you what I'll do. I'll make a quick call in and see what I can do here. Let's see. We'll bring in some backup in case the door gets kicked in here at any point and I get hauled away. Somebody else can take the live over. What's going on? EBVR, Joseph. We're gonna find out who he is. I have yet to figure it out. I haven't had a whole bunch of time to really look, but I got you. I got you. Whoever did it, I'm gonna figure it out. But we'll bring the other officer in real quick. Run back up. What's up, brother?
I'm ready, dude.
You ready? All right, good.
Let's bring them. Come on.
This was a different week, and I started the other one. I started this once, then all of a sudden it just went to hell. Apparently the comments got turned off. I probably stuttered a whole bunch, so it probably is good that I get a second try. So you're prepped. There you go. There you go. Oh, all right, all right. So
everybody's got to hit them thumbs up.
Yeah, if I get hauled off, we'll let him go ahead and just take her over.
All right, go. Let's hear it. What do we got going on, man?
So does a previous violation count against you? So let's say you made a mistake, and it was before I was appointed the job. So technically, you haven't broke the law since I've been in power, but you broke the law. What do we do? Do we try to be just and fair at all times and ignore the past, or do we hold it against them like a normal human would?
Well, when they received the warning in their first infraction, did they seem to learn anything at all from the infraction?
That's kind of what I'm thinking. And like I was saying, those officers in those small towns where maybe they don't mean to be fixated on one guy, but when you see that guy, you're always taking him to jail. Eventually, you look at that guy every time he goes by you. So it's like, I don't know.
That's valid. That's valid.
yeah, we'll leave it for the comments. Let you guys figure out what it is we want to do as far as that goes. Do we hold it against them, or do we try to forgive? And I think we're probably going to end up somewhere in the middle where we just do kind of like what you were saying. And did they learn from it?
Yeah. Did they do anything to, you know, at all? Did they do anything to try to fix their mistake at all? You know, or did they just completely disregard it?
I like it. I like it. Straight to jail. Nicholas does not play games, so I respect it.
Okay.
Everybody says hold it against them. Hey, some of these guys would be in trouble. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna start with Trevor Ahern. Trevor is an OG when it comes to putting up content on YouTube, and hell, I think he may be one of the only guys that I know that's still putting videos up for as long as I have, and his channel hasn't blown up. Everyone else's channel has gotten pretty big, but his has stayed pretty small. I mean, it's not huge, so which is kind of strange because of the people he kind of hangs with.
Right.
Nicholas doesn't even want to give parole.
No,
Like,
dude, he says throw away the key, just done. Man, that's harsh, dude.
you know what? I don't know. We'll have to see. So Trevor puts out raw videos. It's just straight up hit the camera, record, and roll. Um, I respect that, but the video starts. It's called That One Crane Job We Really Needed to Reach. And instantly, I'm forced to to hit him with at least a misdemeanor because of, let's see, public indecency. At one point in the video, they start making these weird sex moves with the neighbors' stuff that they found in their in the yard. You can't do that. I don't want to see you do that. Like, so first of all, please stop that. Like, that's gotta stop. But the thing that blew my mind more than anything is while he's doing the video, he says, "I'm bored with this job. Um, I'm not being challenged." And that's a scary guy to have on your crew.
Um,
You know what I mean?
I know why he's saying that, and the only I know why he's saying that because I got the same bug that he has, and that is jumping out of planes. But but statistically speaking, tree work is far more dangerous than jumping out of planes. Believe it or not,
Yes, he said.
way far more dangerous, man. There are millions of jumps that were that took place last year in the United States, and I think the per like 100,000 jumps, man, there's like 0.02 deaths. So he thinks I think it's I don't know. Tree work is far more dangerous than jumping out of planes.
That's kind of my opinion. And you're just, I don't care how many times I do it, never, nothing about it is the same. But then I don't know the aspect of crane work when it comes to tree work. To me, I really do not like watching it, which would probably make me that eventually I would really not like to do it either. It just, I mean, I don't, I, I feel like maybe that's what's also boring the dude is when you don't have to figure out a good tie-in point, it comes to you. When you don't have to climb up in the tree, it takes you up there and does it. When you don't have to worry about breaking the top out, and as long as that machine can hold it, like it's taking over all the thinking. And maybe that has something to do with it.
I don't know how you can die 0.02 times. I'm just saying that's the stats.
Yeah. That's the way a stat works. It always comes out to something crazy. Crazy work. Easy. Yeah, I feel like it's something that could be you're learning to balance things, but still at the same time, you better be that guy that always is dead on. Because if you say something like that in your video, like I'm bored, this job's too easy, I'm not being challenged, and then literally minutes later, you make 2 picks that flip. And if there would have been a house there, you'd have mashed it. I'm like, well, maybe you should start to think a little more about it because I'm not a fan of like I'm amazing and then all of a sudden you make just a goofy ass mistake. JP is talking about life sentences.
Right on.
For sure. Trevor say he is bored of tree work for a long time. Yeah, yeah, and that's what we're talking about. Like, I think I can almost get that. But then I'm like, okay, what? I don't know if I'm buying it after I watch the video through. Because at first I'm like, I kind of get it. He's the crane's taking over a lot of the scariness of the tree work thing. Then you do have to worry about flipping that crane over, but it takes over a lot of your thinking. And he's gotten that thing where he's doesn't get the risk, the fear, the instant like adrenaline rush that he used to get from tree work. He now gets from skydiving. So maybe that's. But then he makes these 2 silly ass mistakes, and then quickly afterwards admits that that one scared the hell out of me. So I'm like, I don't know if I buy it. I I don't know if I buy it. I think I call bullshit. You're trying to be cool because the camera's rolling. Like, because you can't be both. You can't be bored to death and then be scared instantly afterwards. Like, I don't understand that one. That one.
Maybe I can tell you after I jump, I climb the best. The day after I jump, man, I that's the best day I ever have climbing.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying, and
Calm.
because I am a statistic kind of guy, it is 100,000 per 100,000 jumps. There are 0.23 deaths for skydiving.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah,
But
that's
anyway,
wild.
on with the show.
Whose comment was that? Joseph's comment. Yeah, I know. He is a guy that says like it leaves his mind unless he's in the tree, he's not thinking about tree work. He also said, I've never been at a place longer than a year. Usually he says F you and takes off. So I don't know. I don't know. I personally I would not want to be the guy that's like paying him. If he isn't really worried or isn't really scared or isn't like I would be worried. That's where my brain went is oh shit. Being his boss has got to be kind of rough. Like, because if he gets in a funk, he just like fuck it, cuts it, and I'm like, oh my, I don't know. So I think, what's up, Michael? I think a guy should be a bit scared. Like, that's not that's not anything lesser than. It doesn't make you less of a man to admit, oh, my heart was racing, or yeah, this is sketchy. Like, I don't really get that one. It's weird to me. But then I gotta go back to it again. Like,
Hit my lights.
I gotta give him a CUI.
What's that?
Climbing under the influence. Okay.
Oh.
Now you want to smoke weed? Smoke weed. There's no reason for me to watch you pull it out of your pocket, pack the bowl, and smoke it the whole time while you're talking about, I'm not scared of nothing. Like, I'm also thinking as the boss, I'm like, oh shit, if he does fuck up, like, why do you need to show that? You don't need to show that part. Like, thanks, TG. Thanks. You just don't need to show that part.
Maybe I might have to arrest myself then, man.
Oh, well, you're not up in the tree doing it, man.
I'm in my home.
Exactly. There's a
I'm
big
in my
difference.
home.
You're just
I
giving,
never even think of that, Mike.
yeah,
Never.
you're giving someone an instant thing to, if you make any mistake now, it's because of that. That's what I don't like. If that's what you do, that's what you do, man. Like, there's no need to be like, I don't know. It was almost like the camera got pushed down to it, and he made sure that he showed his container of weed, and then packing the weed, and then like, and I'm like, holy shit, this is absolutely crazy. Originally on YouTube, there's no way I'd have seen this. It is, things are just getting. It's still like, I'm pretty sure you can't just roll around smoking weed nonstop, and cops be like, "Is it a good one? Oh, there, like, check out him." You can't. I don't. Now, do I disagree with what he's doing? Not necessarily. But do I have to uphold the honor of this badge? Yeah, I have to.
Bro, you got to hold this down in here tonight, Jay. Where's these thumbs up, guys? We're at like 14, 15 thumbs. Come on now.
Hey, Triple A, your brother. I get it. You're preaching at the choir here, but you have to. Well, I'm gonna make you. You just have to ask yourself, and you have to guess with me, because I just don't feel like that's a. I don't know. There's so many people that like feel like you get to a point with your channel and it grows to a certain height, and you start to become a bit of an influencer, whether you want to be or not. So doing that kind of thing, the next guy is going to try to do him one better. So before it's all over with, we got guys up in the tree with fucking torches and fucking aluminum foil, and I'm like, no, like, the next guy's got to outdo him, and I'm like, this is crazy. There's just no need for it. So if don't, I just didn't need to see you pull your container out and then pack the bowl, and like, I know what's going on, but it was out of sight, out of mind, and you threw it in my face, and I'm like, okay, dang. What's wrong to show everyone that? Yeah, it's a little. It could be just. I'm saying for his sake. That way, as a, if something was to happen, everybody doesn't run straight to that. It's unnecessary. So, where did I get to?
Did I mess up there, Jay?
All of us are just a whole bunch of pothead true guys. Bad image. Hey, yeah. It's, you know what? It's better than the one that happens in a lot of these small towns. It's like, if you do it, you're a complete drug head, and then you get the couple rich guys that go in that maybe.
Billiams. We call them billiams.
Yeah, yeah. There's quite a few of them around where I'm at, and that's why I just, I don't know. I don't understand showing it. It is what it is, though. So then, Jesus Christ, this was like a full-time job trying to get through this video. Pull him back over, and he points out that guys on his crew don't wear hard hats. And They don't see the need for them or whatever, this and that. And I'm like, okay, right on. Well, like I said, my door could get kicked in any second. That's what I'm in trouble for right now. Um,
That is, to me, that is an absolutely unacceptable violation. That is 100% straight to jail. We're not talking about things. There, on my job site, if there is no hard hat, then you're not on the job site.
yeah, on mine, there has been like a certain crew that will show up and they just don't. I can't I don't understand it. I have extra ones. So their job is 10 times harder. You got to sit there until I shut this off until it's clear before you can touch anything. So that's what I had to be forced to do because I had only hard hats. If you don't wear a hard hat, you're not, I don't even want to see you here. Don't be here. But then when the boss dude is sitting there and he's not going to tell him to, I'm like, whatever, dude. Like, but they're not, I don't want them anywhere near the tree until the saw's off and everything's down. Then if they want to run in and get hit in the head, that's on them. But he was saying that and pointing it out, and he's like, then maybe the raw videos isn't the smartest idea because then he says, I don't wear one when I'm in a bucket. And I'm like, what in the hell, man? Okay, here's my advice to tree guys out there. Get you some Bluetooth in your hard hat. If you're the guy that cannot wear a hard hat, I'm not wearing a hard, get you some Bluetooth in it. Get you a nice hard hat and put some music in and keep your damn hard hat on. Turn your music down low enough to where you can hear everything. I just don't get it. You know, yeah, the bucket's all safer, but to say you don't wear one when you're in a bucket, is that because you're not recording yourself when you do bucket work? So you only follow rules when you push record? Personally, that's what I feel like it probably is. But you think I don't dislike my helmet at times? You don't think it gets hot and miserable in the summertime for me? Missouri is like the armpit of America. It's hot, humid, and stinky. Like, yeah, it sucks. And it's like nasty, humid heat. It's not dry heat like you guys got out there on the coast and shit. It's nasty. I wear mine. And I don't understand. I just don't, I won't get it. I'm not even going to try to.
No, I won't neither, man. Dude, I don't wreck climb. I don't do anything without my hard hat on. I mean, we, as soon as we get to the job site, before we even go under the tree to start inspecting it, before we do anything, the hard hats are that's the first thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And Jay, you're 100% right, man. I know more tree guys that I know that have been injured or killed have been in buckets than the comparison is like probably 3 or 4 to 1. So buckets is not any safer. But I mean, if that's what he tells himself, I don't really know. The trolls can be rough, Dano.
The
You're
trolls can be very rough at times. Everybody, they're all freaking smarter than everybody else. You know what I mean? And
dude.
it's quite something at times.
We ended up with 160 something thumbs.
That's,
And it, dude, it
dude, y'all
jumped.
got to get on. Where the hell's my sign? Like,
Yeah.
I got a sign. Have you seen my sign that I've resorted to over here?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, it's hilarious. I love that it's Greg's thing too. So
Oh, we got that too. But yeah,
yeah. Yeah, I've seen I think it's for some reason, maybe it works better if you just
it
write
worked.
it out. You don't got
I
to say it.
don't know.
But I don't know what happened in that last live feed. It jumped up like 100 thumbs out of nowhere, and then it took some of them away. And just
Yeah.
a heads up to other other guys out there that have YouTube channels, if you start to lose some subscribers out of nowhere, know that YouTube makes sweeps and they will take trolls and like fake accounts. So like if you get one that subscribes to you, YouTube makes sweeps every once in a while and they take them off. So that's why you'll lose some thumbs every once in a while and stuff too.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to tell who was it? Brandon, Rusty's Tree Care. He was talking about he lost some subscribers, and I doubt it was because of your tree work, brother. It was probably because of that. So. Daddy's here, Dan. Daddy's here. VR comes rolling in. Oh shit, Dan, we tried.
Dang.
I dig it. I dig it. So damn, we're nowhere near the final verdict with him. So Trevor is a shorter guy, isn't he? He seems very grumpy. Like he just doesn't seem like he just seems grumpy at times.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Come
I
on.
relate to that. That's I even put that here in my notes. Like at times he seems like a complete sweetheart, and others he seems like a complete dickhead. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I can relate to that so much. I'm
Gonna say
trying.
I think you just described every tree guy in the chat right now.
Yeah, 100%. Um, so yeah, I guess I had down here basically all the stuff that I was talking about with why maybe he finds the job boring now. And also like I have that he's lucky you and him are very lucky that I don't ticket you for jumping out of that perfectly good airplane. There's no reason for it. You
It's
don't need
safe.
to. It will
It's
take
safe.
you back down. You don't need to. It will take you back down, I think. I don't know. I try to stay out of them things, but
I don't think they do, bro.
he's like, I've always just got out at the top.
I'm saying them little ones of I've never had a little plane bring me back down.
That's wild. That is crazy. I had a guy for a cable company working.
Oh man. BR. Are you reading BR's comment here?
Yeah, yeah. He's he's on the hunt. So it's very dangerous to be
It is
bored.
very dangerous to be bored, Dan. It is extremely dangerous to be bored.
That's my
You
too. So
you must respect where you're at, and like we've said before to each other, you always have to take responsibility for yourself.
I hate to do it, but like that's uh that's 3 misdemeanors.
Oh dang. That's usually felony level at this point, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean I hate to do it, but I gotta hit him. It becomes a felony. He's too cool, he gets too high, and he was too dumb at a couple times. So the bond is set at 4,200. 10% of that is 420. So
Yeah,
is a good bondsman. She
that
runs
is a
a
good bond.
so give her a call. You can get out. Phone number's 573-101-2314. So that's Amanda Hugginkiss. She
All
runs
right.
her bond stuff. Hey, she'll get you out quick, Trevor. You won't be in there long.
No, and I'm sure he can come up with that. I feel like that's a reasonable number.
Yeah, he should be. Should be good. I mean, all right. So we move to the next one. Just a smaller channel that I kind of want to put a little shine on. I will put links to all these channels in the description. I didn't have time to do it because I had to restart the live, but in the original one, there's links to all these videos that I'm going to talk about. And I'll go back in as soon as we're done and do that. But JLM Tree Service. They did a cypress tree removal, and in the video he's talking about rigging and stuff. He gets a new carabiner that he's going to start rigging instead of tying knots. He got a new carabiner, he said, and he got it because he sees other guys on YouTube that do it. So he thinks he's going to save himself some time for the day. All in all, that's apparently what he said. The only funny thing is he did leave a snarky comment on mine, making fun of the fact that I use a carabiner, and then now I just that tells the story tells itself there. I don't need to go any further into it, but he got his new rig and beaner. He talks about the West Coast guys while he's in this cypress tree, and he says guys like August and Lawrence Schultz, and he's comparing his trees. I guess he's in like a 70, I'd probably say like a 70-foot cypress, and I think he's just like all of us. You start to get envious of how big those trees are out on the West Coast, and you want to. What's up, Nick? What's
Inch
up,
and
brother?
7/16, guys. Inch and 7/16. I ain't playing around. I'll knock your teeth right out.
Holy shit! Oh my god! So, yeah, I think he's just envious. You see, you start to. Some of our trees are just so puny here in the middle of America. They just, in comparison. So, yeah, he put out that new video. It's a cypress tree removal. I'll put a link for it. Check his video out. The rigging in the video was pretty safe, and he seems to be. He's trying to build a channel. So, if you guys want, he's more of a kind of a just a hardworking country boy. So that's JLM Tree Service. I watched the dude. Listen, I watched the craziest YouTube short today, and it's from a guy called Grassmaster Matt. And I'm like, this is weird. So I click on it, and he says, "Today I am doing a pruning job for a regular customer. He's got a little tree out, a little ornamental out in the front, and he's trimming it with some hedge trimmers." He says, "And while I was trimming this tree, the homeowner come outside and asked me who I voted for." And he's like, "Sir, I would rather not like involve that into work. You know, I try to keep that away from work." And he said the guy wasn't having it. He just kept hounding him. He wanted to know, who'd you vote for? Who'd you vote for? And he said eventually, because he refused to answer, that the guy took it. Well, the first the dude said who he voted for and made it clear who he voted for. And then because he wouldn't answer, he took for granted that's who he voted. So he told him, he said, "I'm not going to pay you if you don't tell me who you voted for." And then he started threatening him because he wouldn't answer that he wasn't going to pay him. And then when he actually finished, he told him never come back. So what is wrong with people, dude? Like, can you imagine if that's somebody you had worked for years and years and years? Oh, is BR got to take off? Yeah, God bless BR. Stay safe, brother. Yeah, it blows my mind. You know, that's a bummer. Just because you refused to answer because you just didn't want to involve it, you didn't want to have it be a part. Like, never come back, he says. Never come back. That's ridiculous. I just put myself in that guy's shoes, and I instantly started thinking that I'm the bad guy. Like, and no.
What do you mean that's not right on Texas, William?
It's just It's just, man. I hate when anything political gets involved. Why can't everybody just shut up and make that a private thing that they that like
Thank you, Mike. I agree.
you shouldn't be able to like. There's a reason why we don't go around with our peckers hanging out. Us men wouldn't get anything done because we'd all line up together and be like, "Whose is longer?" Like that's a reason for that. There's no reason to do like bring up things that only bring up crazy arguments. So I try to avoid it as much as I can.
I agree. It's just it's the easy way. All right. Everybody can believe in whatever they want to believe in, and that's great. But this is not the channel for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it just keeps things a little more neutral. So, dude, you see that chick? Her name is Tree Being. She's a really pretty blonde girl who does the forestry logging, like massive trees. Have you seen any of her stuff?
I think I saw her on Instagram.
Yeah, blonde ponytail. She's
Okay.
dude. I have all the respect in the world for it because she could just go off being pretty and her stuff it would blow up. I've seen girls get into tree work. That's what they do. They rely on the I'm pretty thing and it makes them very big, very quick. That girl, I've not seen anything come across mine that is anything remotely close to that. She climbs too? Jeez. Dude, blows my mind because it's very obvious there's a very pretty woman underneath that. And she just doesn't care. She keeps that full brim on, has black soot all over her face, and just blows my mind how she handles some of those trees. Because the saw looks heavier than her at times. That's my wife, Greg says. Right on. Right
Well,
on.
that's nice to see somebody showcasing their work and not anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that I just kind of wanted to shout that out a little bit. Like mad respect. I respect it so much. And like it's sick to see because that's everyone's looking for that short, quick, easy way out to get clout. Like, I don't care what I got to do. Like, I'll promote whatever you want me to promote. I'll do whatever. Like, if tree stuff were smart, they would find someone else to do their promotional stuff. I don't believe that Nick Bonner dude knows what he's talking about. Like, if we were sitting behind a computer and trying to figure out, like, cool, I trust like competition climbing is cool. I think it's a very great skill, but that is not tree work climbing. It's not like racing up a rope and dinging a bell is not the same as piece by piece removing a massive tree. So I I'm not the biggest fan, and they just came out and Nick with tree stuff just put out a video and I guarantee you, Joseph, start out OnlyFans where you climb in nothing, just bare ass. That would be sick.
What
I'm not.
what the
I'm
hell
not
did I just miss there, dude? Wow.
nothing, but like that. I mean, if you can handle wearing a saddle like that, go for it. I don't know. I'd be afraid of snagging myself with a chainsaw every once in a while. Like you hang it up and it
So,
swings back up underneath you
so
when you take a big step. Um, I guarantee you could get some shine. It may not be the right stuff. Like you may not like it afterwards, but I guarantee you, if you do that, Joseph, you will draw some attention and you put it on the internet. But
that's a wow, Joseph.
yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think you should go for it. I
I
bet. Um, go for it, dude.
hey hey, whatever floats your boat, man.
Or on the
Just
bus don't feel good.
it looks, what looks good for my house, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I say go for it. I mean, last week, fucking, what's his name? Randy is the Mandy was talking about getting a tramp stamp, a target on his lower back of guilty of treason. I back
Well,
that too.
he
I
says,
back.
I want to feed you either.
I'm not doing it though.
I'm not doing it.
He's
Yeah.
declined a lot in Indy. Right on. I don't. I just don't buy it. Like,
Does
talk.
does the does the guy selling us tree gear necessarily have to be a tree climber or a cutter though?
No, he needs to have an understanding of that gear,
Yep.
which and complete understanding of that gear would mean time in it. Not this just showed up in a box. Let me tell you all about it, everybody. That's what I get every time. Like when I watch your demonstration for a brand new set of spikes where a company just went out and stole everyone else's idea, which is Notch. And that's what Nick does. That's the other part where it comes off very like ugh to me is Cheryl Tree owns Tree Stuff and they own Notch. So Notch is just a company that goes and buys people's patents and remakes it and makes all the money. Or if you don't let them buy, they will find a sneaky way to mass produce and reproduce what you already did, and you get no money. So a lot of these guys have just taken the safer route and just let them buy them out because it's like if you don't, they're going to find a little sneaky way to go around you and still get what they want. It's they don't. I don't believe not a single person that owns those companies gives a damn about one tree man. I don't care. They don't care about not a one of us. So trying to come in and put a monopoly and a stranglehold on the tree industry, I don't like that kind of stuff anyway. That's what they're trying to do. And Nick is all for it. Like, hey, I'm gonna show you the next notch thing, the next notch thing, the next notice everything is always notch, 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 notch. And there's a reason for it. So I
It's
don't
it
he's showing it because it's like it's he thinks it's a great product. I think it's this is what you're paid to show. Now show it. And that's different to me.
I agree. I agree.
Now if he just was a guy that loved notch stuff, yeah, I think a different story. I think I would think of it totally different. But yeah, I know. 100%. He isn't a climber anymore. Yeah, see, that's kind of what it looked like. He was showing off these new spikes where they took and ripped off the distills or something like that, and then maybe took Gecko's pads and mashed those together, and now you have this like new kind of I don't okay. There's this new thing on them. Have you seen them, Grandponder?
Say again, I'm sorry.
Have you seen the new spikes that I'm talking about that he did the video on from
From
Notch?
I have not from you're saying the distals.
Yeah, well, Notch is coming out with a new set.
So
And
the last set of new notch spurs that I had saw was the ergo climbers, which are the Edelrid Talons. It's a
okay.
knockoff of them. That is a GB 3000 right here. Yes, sir. The one and only. The one and only GB 3000.
Yeah,
But
you didn't
but
like the football cube, huh, Jay? Yeah, see, I think, and I'm not positive, but at one point I know for sure, and I could grab a magazine right now and show you. Notch products had a lifetime warranty. I don't know if they still have that, but that's the only thing that kind of I was like, whoa, okay. So originally I thought they were just ripping everybody's product off. And I'm like, if they're trying to mass produce it and stuff, they're probably not going to make it as good. But then when they said lifetime warranty, I was like, whoa. I don't know if it's still like that though. That may be something you should look into before you buy anything, Notch. But at one point, I know that was the case.
you still have one? Yeah, you do. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So I have the only one that's available for the public. How about that? And this it does not work like a GRCS. This is not a GRCS. However, you can lift things with it. This is similar to, say, a Stein 3001. This is what this is, guys. I see you talking about that.
Okay. So
Because I still have one, Greg. I hope you still have one, Greg. You better. You made the damn thing.
this your spike that you're talking about does this, right? It goes down, it's got that weird bend in it or something.
Yeah, kind of. I could
Way.
go grab them real quick if I needed to.
Inward or outward?
I'll just go grab one. I know where one is. Just give me a second. Keep
Right on.
keep keep them talking, buddy.
Yeah, the part that I'm puzzled on is right over here. And it may be a great idea, but this part right over here, where your straps are going to go, that go across. So that part actually looks like this.
Oh, dude, the squeaky marker is next level. I love it. So I don't have nachos, but I have Everett Talons for my Spurs, and I know the Ergos or whatever the heck they're calling them, the new steel Ergo cruisers or whatever the heck they're calling them. I'm not quite sure, guys, but I know those are basically copied after these. So I'm not sure the Spurs that you're talking and making reference to, but
let
so
me
they
let me
so they
see.
kick it.
Yeah, they kick out. Turn it this way. The other way around. Let me see that front. The other side of, yeah, right there. Okay, so they have something similar to that, but now it's a two-piece. So at that point right there where we were just talking, it now looks like this. And it's got a strap that comes off this one and a strap that comes off this one, and they're separate. Which is,
Okay.
and that part right there would be, actually it would be over here, depending on what leg you had that on.
So this is going to be my right spur, and then see this is we were talking. I'm only talking about it because we were last week. This is the foot. It's called the foot cruiser right here,
Uh-huh.
and it just goes right on there. And this is the lock to stop it from kicking out.
See, that's a good simple solution right there.
Yeah, yeah, and they're really smooth, man. I don't use it a whole lot, admittedly, but it's nice to have on the Spurs.
Yeah, I mean, my only issue is when that sticks out, my visibility for my gap isn't there no more with that
I get
assembly.
it, man. I've went back and forth with liking having it there.
Why that even affects me? It shouldn't, but man, it does. It's just it messes with my eyes, and I start to get like where I'm like, oh, what the hell? But they've put the straps up now, and now there's a strap that. So this part right here that we're looking at is this part here. So you're looking at the pad, and it has this little bolt thing. It comes off on our flat plate and a flat plate over here. So where you would put the spike on, now you have these two extra fat plates that are going to go up against your boot, and it's either going to add stability or it's going to hurt. And it would be right here. You're going to have a plate here and a plate here. So these are a worn out boot. This is where a boot always wears out for me climbing. It breaks here, where you see that crack.
Yeah.
My shanks didn't break like my steel shanks, but it broke on those sides, and then you'll start to lose the heel, and the heel will start to wrinkle up where you put your strap back across it. So I'm like, yeah, they all seem to break down. They start to pull down. They get a little wrinkly right there at the ankle. I think
Yeah.
that's
These
because
are double steel shanked, believe it or not. These are Hoffmans, but these are double steel shanked. You can't. You can't. Ben.
yeah, dude, William, it's hard to keep up with everything. It's always, but it's so hard to keep up with it. It's almost impossible to, unless you're really putting some work into it, to not be fooled by some gimmicky little thing. Because
You have to do your research.
yeah,
You have to do your research. And I'm with you, Dano. I think Mike Steelburn's just getting ready to get in your comment here. I believe I'm right there with you, Dan. I really am, man. Because uh and I try to, yeah, they're just, it's YouTube's turned into a big commercial, it seems like. Which is, I understand that's kind of the nature of the beast, man, but I don't know.
yeah, I don't really get it. Um, there's certain things that there's just no need to reinvent it, or it ain't even that. I guess there's you always try to advance it, but don't try to put some like pretty colors and whistle some bells on it to try to fool me, because I don't feel like I should have to do that. I should be able to go somewhere and buy something because it's a good quality product, but you can't, there's no company out there that you can just say they're only going to put out quality stuff that is legit. They're not going to back something solely for money. That money controls everything now. It's weird. So I had to get rid of my Velcro, kept falling off. See, Dan, I'm
Yeah.
dealing with my Velcros are starting to do that. My uh, Buckingham Velcro Big Bucks. They're I've had them though for like 8 years. And
Yeah, Dano, I guarantee you, Dano is in. I can vouch for that. Dan is in and out of those spikes more than me, Jay, and I'll even venture to say even yourself on the regular, like on the regular. Um, I can see why your Velcro completely wore out, Dan. 100%.
yeah, Dan, I'll take mine every once in a while when they get like that, and I have a little wire brush, and I'll wire brush the Velcro and where the Velcro goes. And it'll kind of fluff it up and get the gunk and stuff out of their hair and all kinds. I have a dog. He doesn't go to work with me, but somehow his hair ends up all in my damn. Oh, it pisses me off.
I bet. I bet his hair probably gets in everything.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Joseph, yeah, I like the Velcro leg pads a lot, man. I don't know if I think I would like the Velcro foot straps too, because you can you can really get it dialed all the way in, but it's I want it to stay into place. Because even the normal straps, when you go to tighten them down, I understand why guys switch to Velcro. They tighten it down real good, and it feels either a little too loose or a little too tight because there's only a certain amount of holes. They're made onto it, so you got to choose. Like, I want it a little too tight or a little too loose. I've never put them on and then be a little too tight until I gaff a couple times into the tree, and then they feel right. They like position themselves onto the boot and
Yeah.
get in, and then they're good. So I just worry with Velcro bottoms that I'll get to a point where they're slipping and stuff, and that would really Oh, I'd really hate that.
So what did you end up putting on your spurs, Dan? What did you do for the uh to replace them? What did you put on them? Yeah, the fact that Jay is even climbing a tree, kudos to you, brother.
Like having a herd of girls. Here, my great tip. 100%, John Bob. 100%. Burn them. Back to buckles. Yeah, the buckles are tried and true. I mean, I've and I've what the only thing that kind of sucks is you have that one hole that you use over and over and over. It's because your foot doesn't change sizes every day. So it gets wallered out, and like the rest of your strap will look perfect, but that one hole is like all wallered out and all like stretched right there, and it's like, oh man, now I gotta
Doc,
replace.
I'm sorry to interrupt right here, guys. I got to stop the show. We're gonna, Doc, we have a violation on the live right now, and Doc, I can't let you get away with calling my buddy John Bob JB. Those JB initials, that's insulting. That is insulting to my friend John Bob, and I cannot let it stand. It's got to go. I the
uh,
JB initials have just completely. I'm done with it.
dude, I want down a rabbit hole. You sent me that short, and I bet I watched everything he's ever put out.
Yeah,
Everything he's ever put out. So I don't know.
let's
I
not go there. Goose
he
fraba.
yeah he could have the greatest thing in the world. I think
Maybe.
is the way. Actually, I don't have the interactions with you just adds to it. But like he just doesn't know how to deal with someone else having something that people like, and they just don't want to. They don't want change. Like I'm not one of them. Like I'm not looking to change something for the sake of changing something. If it doesn't give me a problem and doesn't have an issue, that's like putting pretty bells and whistles on things so that it does the same job as something else, and I can charge you twice as much. So I don't know. It could be amazing. I don't know. I don't really care.
I don't either.
It's gonna keep out
I'm
for
not
now.
doing. I'm not spending my money on the device. I can tell you that. And that's all I really got to say about it.
Damn, Joseph. So they wear out quick. That's sad to hear because the replacement Velcro straps for these new Notch are $100 for Velcro straps. So and you got to replace them. That's something that worries me. I don't care about what the damn product is. When the first thing when I go to buy that product, there's a little thing next to it that says replacement parts. I'm like, what the fuck? How about it just doesn't break? That would be kind of nice. Like, why do I need to? Like, it's important you know that these parts are replaceable because it's probably gonna break on you when you get it home. The old JB's like that too. That's like the first thing. They're like, oh, just so you know, these trash parts like, can be replaced. And I'm like, oh my god. I see some issues with it, and if he was a good dude, I would I would say it, but I'm not even saying the issues that I see that no matter what is going to get him in trouble. There's one major thing because he's kind of fixed one thing that I was thinking. There's a couple little piddly things that we already talked about, but I see something major that will get him eventually. That guy's like Greg, very smart. He made sure he covered all bases. That thing's dummy proof. And that's my favorite part about it. So sometimes you can make something that's so convoluted that you get your consumer in trouble when they try to use it. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm.
Come off once, twice a day.
I can absolutely see why your guys' Dano and John, if you guys are in and out of your spurs daily from going from job site to job site or whatever. Heck, just in the 1 week I was there in Georgia working with Dano, I bet you I seen him take his spurs on and off 20 separate occasions, man. Literally 20 separate occasions, 20 different. I mean, it was, you know what I mean? Job site to job site to job site, and
Yeah, and you can try your best. Like I try to keep a good routine with all my gear. Like my saddle, when I take it off, I shake it out. I put it all, clip it back together instead of letting it get all tangled up. I clip everything back together. Then I store it. Same way with my saddle or my spikes. When I take them off, they're Velcro. So I bang the Velcros off, try to clean them, and then I put them back together and Velcro them up. I feel like that's probably let my stuff last as long as it has. But
speaking of which, I should take care of mine. I just set them to the side.
yeah, it's just one of them things that you don't really think about. Same way with like your saws and stuff. You just like, man, I haven't taken the clutch cover off in a while, and then it's just all gunked up. And like my old 660, this thing is the wildest saw. It shouldn't it shouldn't run right now, but it does, and it's that saw that gets me out of trouble all the time. And I just thank God every time that I pull it out and it works for me again. I'm like, ah, thank you.
What saw is that, buddy?
The 660.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this was a messed up saw when I got it. It didn't run. And someone said it was trash. I didn't have a big saw. I brought it home. I tinkered with it and replaced a few parts, and it's been running for.
No way, Dan. No way, Dan. That's that's hard to even believe, bro.
All my gear is hanging in my truck. Yeah, I try. Anytime you can kind of hang this stuff, my truck probably hates it, but I try to keep anything that's somewhat important in the cab, or I have
Mhm.
airtight boxes that are in the back that are under a like I have a camper shelf, so they stay kind of out of the weather. But that camper shelf is the worst, dude. It has windows on it, and the windows are gapped out, so rain just goes right into it. And I'm like, what the hell? Oh, and I'm having my wife's truck wrapped too. That's gonna be kind of sick. I
Having
finally,
what? The truck wrapped.
yeah, yeah, with all my shit on it. So
There you go.
yeah, my brother actually paid to have it done because I just didn't care. And he's like, "You took one for me and gave it to me for my birthday." So I have a built 044 that I got from a cheap load up. Oh, dude, that is so awesome, Joseph. That's a that's a dream saw for me. That was the saw my dad had when I was younger, and that was the like big mean saw that he had was the 044. And I remember it for some reason. I don't know why, but
You were just talking about taking care of your gear and everything, and then I almost said, "Man, I tell you what, I've had Dano on my job site, or I've been on Dano's job site more than once, and I've just got to the point to where I don't even try to help him take care of his stuff. It's just like it's all you, buddy. It's
yeah, I'm very picky. Crate
here.
man, I do the same with a lot of my saws, but I'm so picky. Like everything has its place in my
That's
truck.
why I'm like, I'll help you carry it to the truck. Other than that, I'm not responsible for shit."
I feel bad when I do that because guys try to offer help to me, and I'm that same way. I'm like, no, no, I just wrap
I
that
get
right.
it, man. I get it. I get it.
I've it's the worst. You know what? It is the worst thing. Only a guy that's what's going on, Michael? Uh, only a guy that's done the residential stuff for a while will know this. But when you're picking your stuff up and you turn around and the homeowner has said, he says, "Here, I wrapped your rope up for you," and they hand it to you. I'm like, oh no. Dun dun dun! God dang it! when I go to use this rope, it is going to be nothing but knots. Like but you can't be rude and like undo it right there and start wrapping it back up. So I throw it in the truck and I'm like, hey, remember that next time. And then we don't remember. And then I get mad at Jake. I'm like, Jake, what the hell's up with this rope? And he's like, I don't know. And then it'll click. Oh, dude, damn homeowner wrapped it last time. And now it's
Yeah.
going to cost us 20 minutes.
Got to take care of your climbing gear, man, and at least inspect it. And you know, everybody's hard on their stuff, but at least inspect it, Joseph.
Yeah, 100%. No, I don't have an 044, Jay. It's one I plan on getting eventually. I would like a Contra too, since that was
You tend not to leave stuff when you put it away. You're absolutely right, because it has a place and you're putting things back and you're like, yep, check, check, so on and so forth.
that's pretty cool, John Bob. I like that. That takes the guesswork of like, did he look his own stuff over if you let a third party do it? That's kind of cool. I think that's probably not a bad idea.
No, I sure as hell wouldn't be opposed to handing my harness to say you or somebody else and being like, hey buddy, look it over.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, actually.
Yeah, Jay. Of course, yeah. Yeah. I got two here. Whoa, dude. Yeah,
What
we're
are we
gonna
talking?
have to talk. Definitely.
What,
I was
Jake?
asked me if I had no 44. I said
Oh,
no, if I plan on getting it. And then he said J B and J says you want one? Like
he's
yeah,
just
we'll talk.
dude. I'm convinced all the 200 Ts in Canada that you can't buy, Jay has.
I love it, dude.
Yeah,
Both of them
yeah.
awesome. Damn. Yeah, Jay, that's something we need to we'll discuss. I need to get somebody who's kind of maybe pretty good at building saws too. I have a 200T that I'd like to have ran
Aaron
through.
Lynch, man. Aaron Lynch, or if you are lucky enough, I'm not. I've had John Bob build me a saw, but you got to be kind of VIP for John Bob.
Right on, right on. I dig it. That's sick. Yeah. Shoot. Oh, you know what? Did anybody catch Meta Spencer's video?
Yes,
I like it.
absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely. That was an absolutely fantastic video.
yeah.
Fantastic video.
So Spencer,
All right, Dan. I'll take care, bro.
it said somebody take off later. I'll see you, Dano. Thanks for hanging out, brother. Yeah, get some sleep. Um, he put out a video where he is forced to sue a customer because they just didn't pay. So not only did the customer not pay, but it was like one of the bigger jobs for him too. So he's working for an apartment complex, and I remember the videos he put out. He
I
had
do
some
too.
those days, which was very rare for him. But yeah, he put out the videos. They never they could speak to him and were good to ask him to do the work, to verify that they wanted the work done, to sign a contract. But then after that, no one will even remotely talk to him, give him an answer, even answer a phone call. So I'm not like, I hope to God that it's actually it's not fair because he's only suing for 5,000. His bill was like 5,400. But
Not to
because
mention, not to
yeah,
mention the money and time that he's investing into it now.
yeah,
It's a
100
bit, it's a matter of principle for him, I'm sure, at this point.
so, dude, they deserve it. And this is when it's not fair for that small claims thing to where there's a limit of 5,000. They
All right,
should.
Greg.
I wish they had to pay 10. That's Gotta go later. Oh, Greg, see you, brother. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, he's just he's got the run around forever, and then all of a sudden he hears from all the other contractors that have ever worked for this apartment complex that none of them got paid either. So I don't know. That's why I think all these bigger jobs, a lot of tree guys get scared off. They don't even want to deal. I don't. I don't ever want anything to do with them. I've had offers to be the guy that does all the city work. I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm not chasing you to get paid. I'm not doing that shit. It's not worth it.
So for me, Mike, my company, I don't do commercial work. I don't do commercial work mainly because of the runaround. I deal with so many different people by the time I'm even getting paid. And then when if they want to pay me, they're going to pay me in 30 or 60 days or whatever it is. And, it's just turned into nothing but a headache. The big corporate jobs like that or I don't even do them. I don't even do commercial work because of it. And like I had made mention to him, so around here anyway, we have a lot of people that come from out of town and they have vacation homes in the area. And a lot of these people have considerably more money than the local population per se. And they are always the ones that give me the most grief, man. They're always the ones that they have the most money and could pay the bill no problem. And I'm just being judging here compared to somebody that say has not a pot to piss in and they'll
Yeah.
pay me no problem.
Yep.
And it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Spencer wasn't thinking like here's the thing. Who signed that contract? If I was Spencer. I don't give a damn if you're the manager for that place. That manager now needs to pay. Like, there's where
Somebody
my
better.
trouble comes in. If you have a bill and you have a contract, how are you supposed to have this manager at this building sign it? But then now you want paid from the people who is his bosses, his bosses, his bosses, his bosses. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell? It's not, it's the, if you don't have connections and don't have more of a small town mentality for it, if in his area, it's just not smart. It's too big. It's it's just too big. I think he's in New York, so he was like downtown skyscrapers looking for these people's, big ass building, and they can't pay him, but they got this skyscraper, and it's like, come on, man, that's people for you nowadays.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
I,
It's sickening is what it is actually. And I feel for the guy. I hope he gets his money, man. I hope
yeah,
he gets it.
I do too. Um, Hey guys, there's a new channel out there. It's called Ben Waron Uick. His name's Ben. The last name is Woroniuk. And they do, I would compare it to like Reg Coates, but like a couple younger fellers, like
Yeah,
kind of got
exactly, guys.
really good content. So check his channel out. Treesus Bartleby also put out a video. Treesus is funny. In the Trees put out a video.
Yep.
Content is always good. I like it. He's looking to get a new saddle. Apparently, he's not the biggest fan of the Tuffleberger.
It's
What
the
is that?
Tree Motion Pro.
Tree Motion Pro. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's falling apart on him. He's had it. And he's a climber too, man. He uses his gear, and it's definitely not holding up. The Velcro padding's all falling apart and everything like that. He's not happy about it. It's a premium dollar saddle in comparison with a lot of other ones.
Yeah. Um. All right. Let's do Jeff Schroeder. Jeff put out expert tree removals. No room for failure. Uh, Here is something I'm not going to understand, and never. I refuse to understand it, and that is banging trees over in a residential situation with wedges. With wedges. I just won't ever. I don't get this, man. I don't really. I know, like, wedges. I don't understand. If you're logging, I say, I understand banging trees over with wedges. You don't want to tug around a bunch of gear. You have hundreds of trees to cut down. It's quicker, faster. But when you're only doing a few trees and you're gonna pull them over or fall them, why a rope isn't set more often with the stuff that I watch personally is weird to me. It's too easy to set a rope for there always to just be this unnecessary fear of this tree being banged over with wedges and the hinge failing. So Jeff loves his axes, and I think that's probably where it comes from. The dude loves making axes. He seems to enjoy banging wedges into a tree. I'm not the biggest fan. Wedge banger all the time. Hardly ever pull trees. See, I don't. If I'm in a wide open area, yeah, I'll bang wedges. But
To be fair though, Jay, you don't have a mini skid or anything, but you could get a Mazdam if you needed to.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's just even. I don't know. It with as cheap as a maze dam is, and how easy it is to set a rope in residential work, especially. Just, but I guess my terrain is a bit different. Sometimes it's very small areas, very small yards. A lot of these yards they're working in are very big, but the trees are massive too. So like, I don't know. I
I'm guilty as charged. I've definitely Greg Brown some things like that.
yeah, I will. I it's not that I don't use wedges. I think they're they have a purpose probably for the most part. Almost every time I fall a tree, I will bang a wedge into the back, and that's for a backup safety in case that pull rope was to break at some point. I don't want a quick setback where it snaps the hinge. So I do use them, but it's usually for a backup. It's just it's crazy to see how it's so different on that west coast. And for me here, I'm just not banging over wedges when I can have a guy who's sitting there watching me doing nothing. He can click on this thing. Like, why do I gotta wear my shoulders out when he can just go, you know what I mean? Like,
I get it.
if I don't have him doing that, he's just gonna be watching me. So it's like, hey, can you do me a favor and crank on this thing while I cut? But I digress. It's like it's probably a regional thing. So I'm a
Yeah,
chicken.
I think everybody would comfortable with what we do, right? There's so many different ways for us to do the job, and he's obviously comfortable with it, just like Jay is with banging over the wedges and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'll do it when I don't know, for the heck of it. That's another thing too. Maybe he was doing it just for the heck of it, for no other reason. I didn't see the video in reference, but
Yeah, it was. I mean, Jeff's videos are always good. Jeff's a killer tree dude. Like he has so much good logging skills in him that's there, and then he's very skilled when it comes to just tree work. And he's really seems like he's all in on the making content thing. So it's been cool watching him kick out videos and get his style of editing together. And he does massive trees in comparison to what I'm doing. So I just I just don't man, it just makes me nervous when I watch somebody bang wedges into a tree that's because you're only banging wedges because it's back leaning or not leaning in the direction you want, you know what I mean? So like
Mhm.
I don't get a visual of what that tree's doing that's going over the house. I'm like, it's leaning. So you're banging wedges. Why not just throw a rope in it? And I get nervous just watching it. So but go check Jeff's channel out. subscribe to his memberships too. Like
The big blue wedge.
yeah. He but he is a single limb tie-in guy. I'm not even going to talk about that. I see it too much when it comes to tree work. The throwing it over a single limb in a pine tree or whatever instead of going around the trunk. Um, that is a YouTube skill. That is a YouTube trick that has never been in a book. It's never been taught by an instructor, and it's never been a like designed to be a learning proper way to ever do like an anchor. So just I hope people are aware of that because nowadays, whether you like it or not, you can learn how to climb trees and learn stuff about tree climbing from YouTube. You may not like it, but that's the reality of where we're at now. Some guys will become very skilled tree climbers, maybe not even have a mentor. They just watch enough YouTube and have enough common sense that they've figured this stuff out. And I just worry that those guys they're not just using it for entertainment. It's a resource for them. And they take on bad habits. That kind of stuff I'm not the biggest fan of, but
This is goodbye. Hello.
hey bud, what's going on?
No, I'm not leaving. I was just talking to somebody else, Noah. I was saying goodbye to Noah.
If it's done safely and right, what's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong with it if it's safe and right. Um, but there's a difference between being tied into a limb this big that's coming off of a straight like it's a it's a pine tree. They're weak. They're crazy weak. That's the other part that just makes me like it's not a proper it's not a union. That's not a union. That's a branch collar. Like so the potential for it breaking it's there like crazy. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't make it right. Just because you didn't die from it also doesn't make it right. Like it's
Sorry, I'm laughing, bro.
what? Didn't I just invent a tree climbing technique the other day? It
And
wasn't right.
you didn't die, and it worked.
Yeah.
It worked.
Oh, to fallen trees. Sorry, it was delayed. Oh, no problem. Yeah, I mean, if if that's what I'm saying, that's definitely not a trait, like a skill, not a trait, like a skill that I personally have, banging over wedges. So I think that's more of something you probably pick up logging, and I'm sure when you're good at it and you build a trust in it and you get more confident with it. Yeah, I could get where that would be a regular skill for you to implement on your daily basis where it's not there for me. I just I'm not a wedge banger guy, I guess. I always just set a rope. The Dutchman has a purpose in some circuits. Yeah, yeah, it definitely does. I've seen him I've seen him give just the right amount of swing to a tree. So um just the other day we seen one with veterans tree service where he says I wish I could do that on purpose. When he fell his log you could see it had a bit of a box hinge on one side and it set and then swung, so that Dutchman did its job on that one. All right, who'd I have last?
John Bob. John Bob says he's in a different level than all of us.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Man,
Have you ever seen this man sprint? That John Bob man, he can get down.
right on. He says he's 2 notches below rookie. You've not, you guys never even been there before, so like on his level. I dig it. So guilty of treason. He still bucks way up a tree without being tied in, but thank God this time he didn't point it out and make it a focus of his video. So we're making progress. I would just like to see one day where the video gets made and that showed me that's enough for me. just don't point out your bad tendencies, because other guys are learning from you. Whether you want them to or not, they are learning from you. So in his newest video today, I think it was today or maybe it was yesterday, he doesn't point it out. So I'm all about that. That's awesome. But he oh so in and also in the video he did go up and tie in and was on his line most of the time, which has got to feel more comfortable in your body and make you feel better. In his last video, he said he felt 10 years younger because eating the tube steak. You remember that?
I've not watched much YouTube lately, to be honest with you. I have grown very sick of a lot of the stuff that you're talking about. So therefore I haven't been watching, to be honest with you.
Hey, so it's little McKay. What's up, Kellen? Yeah. So Jake used to, if you remember his old videos, he used to eat tube salad. Like
Okay.
salad and roll it up and squirt it into. It's the most disgusting thing I ever seen.
Okay.
Now he's on 100% carnivore diet, and he's telling people that that's the reason he's such a good climber and he feels 10 years younger. And like, I don't know about that. I don't really. I think some days you just feel better than others, because in this video he was hurting, he was complaining, and he got down early. So he needs to eat more steak, or the steak isn't doing it, man. Like, I think the reality of it is some days the body works better than others. I assure you,
Absolutely. 100%. 100%.
I don't believe that it's because you ate 3 T-bones yesterday. That just that's not doesn't work that way. Um, you may feel better, and if that makes you feel better, do that. But switching to the carnivore diet didn't make your shoulders stronger. It didn't heal none of your pains. Like, but good for you. I just thought it was funny.
Tube
Thought it
steak.
was one video later, he's already complaining, talking about he's hurting and how he's tired and he needs to get down. And the video before, he's like, "I'm 10 years younger and eating. Like, I've been eating tube steak for 24/7." And I'm like, "That's weird. I've never even
That's
tried.
weird.
That's strange." Um, but I don't know. To each their own. Let's see. Oh, then he throws a full out hissy fit, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. He throws a fit and like wants to kick his chainsaw and just blurts out, "I hate huskies." And I'm like, yes. Okay. Now somebody's finally telling the
Oh
truth.
boy.
They're
Oh
telling the
boy.
truth. Like,
Get him, Jay.
it he said he's been holding that in for a long time. Um, but the only problem I seen with his saw, it's like the 592, I think, is the starter essay. And if I can
Oh
make a
my God.
recommendation, Jake,
Uh,
you can buy a Pro Mag or Noker version they're the best starter essays in the game. I know a guy.
I was just going to suggest that actually. They're the best starter essays around. They're definitely pro grade, and you shouldn't have any issues whatsoever.
No, this guy has been trying and fixing these starter essays a decade. He has it absolutely mastered, and you could get rid of that god awful, hideous looking Husqvarna logo and had it say Pro Mag. So, just a thought. If you want a quality product that is definitely professional grade, um, yeah, buy a note.
The pro, that's the way to go, man. Pro Mag is the way to go.
Uh,
Oh
well,
God.
I guess I'm gonna probably have to go turn myself in. They didn't kick the door in. I'm sure there's a warrant out.
Thank
So
God. Dude, I was ready to take some people out before they got you, dude. I got your back, man.
I'm glad you were here. Like I had a feeling they were gonna kick the door in, and I was gonna end up in the back of the paddy wagon. But whoever switched me out, you know who you are, and I'm coming for you. So, guys, this has been fun. GP, I
Yeah,
appreciate you. Guys, go check
absolutely, man.
go give him a subscribe over there, some thumbs up over there. He goes live all the time, and
I think I might even do a little GP after show here.
do it,
I,
do it,
yeah, do it,
guys.
do it.
Go there right now.
Oh,
Appreciate
okay.
you, brother. I appreciate you, brother. See ya.